for next time around. This year I'm focused on running in Moscow for the World Championships. I got PRs of 145 in the 8, 334 in the 15, 352 in the mile, and 1316 in the 5K.
Hey guys, I'm Lindsay Harper. I'm an 800 meter runner and my PR is 203. I got to run in the Olympic trials this past summer. Brett Zorich. I was actually a Monta Vista grad. I am an 800 meter runner, sometimes 400 meter runner. I have PR of 204.
Hi, I'm Taylor Bryson from Southern California. So, been in the Bay for 6 years or so. Went to Cal with Chelsea, and I run anything from the 8 to the 5K and the steeple.
Hi, I'm Karen DeWalt. I just moved here about a week and a half ago from Missoula, Montana. I ran the steeplechase for the University of Montana. I ran 10:11 in the steeplechase. University of Montana record holder that big sky champion.
My name is Chelsea Riley. I grew up in Davis, so pretty close to you guys. I just graduated from UC Berkeley, and I run everything from the mile to the 10K. And this summer, I won my first U.S. championship on the road 10K.
You guys are going to rotate every 20 minutes or so to the next group. So, for example, someone will start with rope stretching, then they'll go to sprint drills, then they'll go to
in high school, I was convinced that warming up and cooling down took a lot of my energy and it was going to affect my race. So if you saw me before a race, it was me probably jogging for 2 minutes, doing 2 striders, and then immediately stopping and not doing anything after. So especially when you're running multiple races, you really got to make sure, do your drills. They're there for a purpose. Cool down. It's going to help you immensely.
A couple of my routines that I like to do. I do these after just an easy run a couple times a week. This is kind of a standard one that I'll do, but I'll mix it up and do different variations. It's really important to keep on challenging yourself. Once something gets too easy, you want to add in something new.
I was that girl who finished a hard workout and decided to take a nap on the track on my back, just puking or laying down. I was just a mess.
The feet are your foundation for running, so you want to make sure that the feet are nice and flexible before you start doing especially any speed work, interval work, a lot of force coming down. You want to make sure that feet are ready to take the workload that you are going to do.
Doing it harder and more aggressively, you reach out. And that's like more.
And then it's not extending up, it's just straight up like this. Up, out. Your arms. Very nice.
Actually supposed to cool down, so it is really important too, especially right after a race or right after a hard workout. Maybe go take your spikes off for a second, but then keep jogging, keep moving, because I know you might hit yourself right then and you're still breathing hard, but the next day your legs will thank you so much. So you'll avoid a lot of injuries that way as well.
I was a nervous wreck in high school when I towed the line, and I would spend probably the whole day stressing out about my race. I think just having like confidence in your training and realizing that you love to do this. This is fun. You love to race.
One,
Yes.
two.
So they'll have to. I know because they've been here already.
They've been already, so then they'll have to go to Magda's,
Yeah.
and then, but they still need to do, yours.
Yeah.
If you don't fuel after your training sessions, which I'm sure your coaches demand a lot from you, and what your body can perform that day, if you get behind with fueling right after with the proper nutrition, eventually you're going to start falling behind with your recovery. So it might not feel like that day, oh, I didn't have anything to eat after my workout, and I waited 2-3 hours before I actually fueled. Or I didn't go for the right choices right after the workout. You might not notice that right away. But having time to digest is really critical. So timing and kind of planning is going to be something that is going to help you and get the energy from what you just ate.
My calf hurt because my upper left back was tight. You know what I mean? It can happen because everything, if this is tight, and the back's gonna be tight, and the glutes gonna be tight, and the quad's gonna be tight, and then it ends up in shin splints. You know what I mean? Like, it's the most craziest thing ever.
If you want to get the most out of your running, spending really 5-10 minutes on rope stretching and then foam rolling, and you don't have to do it all at once.
The more consistent you can be every year, and the more you can build up. You know, you can't just go from doing nothing to go running, 90 miles a week.
A lot of people think if I take it to the next level in my training, then I'm going to get to that level and be better. And more seasons are ruined that way than are succeeded that way. You need to follow it the other way around. You need to train at a consistent level where your coach tells you to. And then you will have that breakout performance that gets you to that next level. And then your coach will bring the training up to match that level to get you that next breakthrough.
Some people are like, oh, I gotta eat this before instead of what you would eat normally before practice. So I say the main thing is do what you do every day in practice,
Your kick in a race can actually be affected by multiple things. Some people who I've seen will go out like really hard, lead the whole race, and then get out, kick the last 200 meters, and they say, oh, I just can't kick, what's wrong with me? And the problem was you probably went out a little too fast. You probably were doing all the work, everyone was tucked in behind you, they were drafting off of you, and doing less and putting forward less energy, and you got out-kicked because you were just working harder earlier in the race.
And the more comfortable you get, confidence comes in. Confidence is key in the kick. I don't know, I just kind of know I'm always going to have something in the tank. I just know that last 200, no one's going to pass me. So I think confidence is huge, and supplementing just a little bit of speed work.
In the event, I think people make the mistake of, in the last 150 or 200 meters, they're trying to get bored. You're never going to start and finish the race at the same pace. It's just not going to happen. So you got to make sure that, people try to go hard and go long, and I think that's a major mistake because they kind of get into this grind, like, oh, I got to go. Instead of like what we were practicing, David and I, with our short and quick, you got to remember stay quick and relaxed instead of trying to almost get too much out of it. I think
Knowing like I need food 2 hours before, I need food as soon as I get done, and having that prepared. Like you're not just gonna have food's not just gonna magically appear after your workout. You have to plan this in the morning when you pack for the day.
But being very patient and not doing too much too soon is the key. You know, obviously you've been sitting on a bench for a while, you're hungry and eager to start up again, but the big test is how patient can you be and really allow yourself enough time to progress to the point where you can do the full load again. And sometimes being a little bit more conservative is a little bit better. It depends on the injury, obviously. So the more you talk with your coach and have a plan of how much workload you're going to be doing and when you're going to get to that point that you are again back at doing 100% of workload is the key. Every injury is different. It takes different amount of time, so there's not one formula for it. communication is huge between you, your coach, and maybe your trainer, and making sure that that you don't do too much too soon, because you don't want to sit on that bench again. That's probably, as athletes, and we do this type of work because we love it, and we want to be out there working out versus sitting on a bench.
And distance runners have a huge tendency to be quad dominant, and that means like you're kind of it makes you overstride. It makes you be more prone to injuries because you're braking with every step and then going forward again. It was a big reason why I got shin splints a lot in high school. I just thought that, like, okay, shin splints are inevitable. I'm gonna get them every single season. At the end of the season, so I put more spikes on, and there's like what happens, you know? And I have like major scar tissue now on the inside of my shins because I just would gut through it and not work on fixing that issue. I just thought, okay, it just happens. About 3 years ago, I made a coaching change, and we really focused more on strengthening the posterior chain, and I have had shin splints in 3 years since then, not single time. And I attribute that to strengthening my hips, my glutes, my hamstrings, and making sure that you're balanced, your body is balanced. Because anytime, like I said before, your body is one giant chain of muscles, and anytime one side is more overdeveloped than the other, it's going to cause problems. And so I guess I just knew more about that and about the correct running form. I used to overstride a ton, like kind of like what Brett was saying. In a race, I would just like reach out, like trying to like get to the finish line, and I kind of still do that. I still battle that bad habit to this day. So I guess that's kind of the one thing I really wish I had known and worked on back then, because if you strengthen that area, you're going to be a step ahead of most distance runners. So, yeah.